All right, here we are at no reserve on our 1986 Ford F150. It's actually super hard to find truck because it's a XLT Lariat. You know, this is still pretty early for getting options like power windows, power door locks, and this truck has all that stuff. Tilt steering, AC. AC needs to be charged up, but it does look like it was gone through at some point with the new compressor. Power windows, power door locks work amazing. So this is supposed to have all the trim around here. It's a little bit of a project truck because it hasn't been on the road in a lot since 2011. No, 2009 actually. Hasn't seen a lot of highway time, and not a daily driver or anything. The tires were purchased around that time, and you can see how much tread they have. They're nice and soft and supple. They're not hard and stiff. It rides really nice. But original plan for us, it's a rust-free truck, super straight. Obviously we call this truck the Patriot, even though it's not a red, white, and blue theme. It just gives patriotic vibes for some reason, and multiple people have mentioned they called it the red, white, and blue truck, and it's like, well, it's not. But it's original, a royal blue with a white Wimbledon white two-tone in the center, which is just a beautiful color originally. So we were going to go back to that. We're going to do some interior upgrades, address anything mechanically. We did go through and do new spark plugs, oil change, coolant, fuel filter, fresh ethanol free fuel front and rear, 7 gallons in front, and I think we did like 4 or 5 in the back. So just make sure all the fuel gauges are working and everything. You know, cap rotor, all that stuff's been replaced, just to see where we're at. It's got a little bit of an exhaust leak, but the motor's 5.8's been rebuilt at some point, HO motor. So it's just a really this brick body style, the 80 to 86, has just really grown on me. I've had quite a few of them. Always got my eye out for them, but they're just tough to find 4x4 and with all the options. So it's just a great truck. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Paint job was done a long time ago. It is does have a clear coat, but it doesn't have that shine to it. It's almost like I don't know, almost like a satin sheen to it. But you can see it's got some lace work. Somebody spent a lot of time taping this stuff off. It would hurt me to sand it down, but it was done a long time ago, and it was you know, somebody might like it the way it is and might like this paint job. It's kind of a paint job that grows on you a little bit. It's got the scallops on the side, you got lace all the way around, really nice panel gaps. You know, hood's a little high right here, but I would you know, they kind of did a treatment on the bumper, but the good thing is the bumper's aero straight. So if you want to powder coat it silver, or if you want to get it re-chromed or replace it, the bumperettes, which are extremely hard to find, are in excellent shape. All the rubber's in nice shape. I was gonna either strip these or just buy new ones. You can buy new ones, and that's usually the better way to go. So we'll get around here absolutely no rust. You know, it's got the factory rally spoke wheels, which I love, with the red pinstriping. You can see the trim is missing. You can find it used on eBay and all kinds of forums, on Facebook and on Instagram, and just you could Google search this era, and there's just a lot of people out there that are just wanting to keep these trucks on the road like us. So you can see the front of the bulkhead isn't dented in. You can see the truck wasn't abused. We called the veteran because it looks like he was a Korea veteran. But you can see the paint job's aging. You know, the clear coat's peeled a little bit right here. You know, your door felts are cracked. Stuff we were gonna do. Again, this body style is awesome. It's 35 bucks for new door felts. You know, maybe replace the rubbers here depending on how far you want to go. Mirrors are good. They could just use a little cleanup. All your emblems are there. Very slight little dent right here, more of like a crease. You can kind of see the paint the clear coat's gone a little bit here. Very slight little crease right here, a tough one to see, so I'm gonna try to point all this stuff out for you guys. You'll go along here and you'll see kind of just a little something here, so it can be massaged out. It looks like it was there before they painted it. You know, it's supposed to have a panel right here. Obviously it probably got damaged when this dent happened, and they decided to roll with it that way. And this tailgate latch, the cable, for whatever reason, obviously you can see the tailgate opens really nice. You can see that bed floor's killer. There's just a little bit of dents on this wheelhouse. The bed floors are nice and straight ribs. There is a little dent right there in the middle, on that middle one, but the front bulkhead, no rust. But you'll see this cable drives me nuts. He wants to kink up and go up like that. I don't know why. So, shut's good, no questions on, you know, Needing a couple people to shut that thing, you can one-handed it. Tail lights are nice. No crazy fading, cracks, chips, condensation, but again, if you want new ones, 30 bucks to the door. Rear bumper's nice, you know, little cleanup, little chrome polish. All the trim is, the molding is nice. You can see that, and this is smooth to the touch because it's been clear coat over it. You can feel a little edge on this one, on the scallops and the purple paint job. But I'm excited to see, there's a little soft little dent right here. Excited to see what happens with this truck and talk to the new owner. I have a few too many, we have a few too many project rigs kind of sitting out, and I don't like that because I never want a vehicle to go backwards in our possession. So I'm gonna send off a handful of them and send them to their new homes. So we'll jump in here. I'm gonna jump up on so the scallop treatment at a glance, for some reason, I always think there's like a skull treatment, but you can see it's got kind of like almost like a snake treatment. But there's no skulls on here anywhere. There's some flowers, and for some reason at a glance I always feel, you know, skulls for some reason. You can see they didn't do the door jambs. This is the factory blue color. You can see right there, it's our great color, royal blue. You can see underneath the doors, great, no rust. And this is what I was looking at when I was buying this truck. Somebody has spray painted the dash black, but it's actually done pretty good. So you could roll with it. But they, you know, the speaker grill is always an issue. It looks like they bondoed it up. That's kind of a common thing. They replaced the carpet at one point. Again, it was done a while ago, so you do get some little staining right here, but it has been replaced, and it's really nice on this side, so this stuff would probably just clean right out. Factory bench seat. You got seat belts for 3. Little console that you can move around for your cup holders. Original rear slider, dome light works. Locks working. All that little stuff is oftentimes just gone and missing. Door panel does have somebody put some screws in here and there, or did at one point. There's holes at least for it. This stuff is very hard to find, this wood piece here and these little lock and power window bezels. So I'm going to just get the tape off and clean it up a little bit. Door shuts really nice. You can probably hear that. You can see the door gap, no hinge issues. Fender gap is really nice. Take you to this driver's side over here. Again, the Lariat emblems are still there. These are tough to find. Same condition over here. You can see that nice rust-free underside of that. We do have a little bit of surface rust where the paint has worn away, but it's good solid metal. No pinholes or nothing, so I'd grind them out and be good to go. You can see there's no door pin issues. Trim's all nice, but you do have some rogue screw holes at some point, but they're sitting pretty solid to the door, so I'm not sure why that was. You can see your hood pull. A lot of times these are broken. This body style, every truck I've had, you got to give it a good pull. Brake release is in good shape. Pad on the e-brake, not a lot of wear here. So you could argue it's got 97,000 original miles, but I have no idea. Little wear on the seat here. Again, you could get these seats redone for about 700 bucks at a upholstery shop, get an LMC cover. Most shops charge just a couple $100 to put them on, or you could do it yourself. This is probably like a sound deadening material, which will be cool, so it's not so tingy in here. But just put a headliner back in there and you're ready to rock. Here's your VIN number, VIN decal. Oh, this is the only spot of rust right here, but it's not, you know, I didn't pick away at it with a screwdriver, as tempted as I am. But there's no, I think it's just condensation that got in the paint and peeled it up. This door maybe is getting a little bit. It doesn't have any sagging sounds, but you do got to give it a little bit of a shut to close that one. The gap's a little tight down here, but something to make note of. Again, that's kind of why I call it, you know, it's a project truck, not as in this sense of it's sitting in a field. It runs and drives, actually drives really good. You can see that 5.8 liter. This is the AC pump I was talking about. It looks really clean. We did a cap rotor. You can see the fuel filters, nice and new. It's got a Canon air cleaner. Still got the factory jack. see the inner fender, and again, there's a video, full video underneath it. Edelbrock intake, Edelbrock 4-bell carb, electric choke. Electric choke does work. You can see this is still in nice shape, a washer bottle. Motorcraft decals, a nice Coyote Mustang out there you could probably hear. Still got the work light underneath the hood. So this is going to be a fantastic truck for somebody, a blank canvas, or just you know, do a couple things to it, fix the exhaust leak and a couple little things, and just rock it the way it is. So I'm gonna fire it up and we're gonna do a driving video, so hopefully you guys can hang for that.